Welcome into Gamesthetic episode 235. I'm Alex Light with Sparky3. Hopefully you are having a phenomenal day today, whatever day you are listening or watching the show. A little late here starting the live show. Me and John were yapping. It is what it is. John, how are you, buddy?
Arc Raiders came out, and that has been basically everything for the last couple days.
Yeah, that is all he's been up to, which we will touch on some Arc Raiders today. Because like the topic slate's kind of light today. It's going to be a little bit of a yap ramble episode. So he's going to get to talk about some Arc Raiders and just kind of whatever else we've been up to. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine. No Zach still. You know, we knew that from last week. Apparently that was a one-off. He'll be back when he comes back. I don't know when that's going to be, but he'll be back when he comes back. I'll go ahead and go with 2 cams now. But yeah, no, it'll be fun. Because what we will talk about today is, it is November 1st, the time of this live stream. So here in just like 3 weeks is like the cutoff, close-off date for everything that would be at the Game Awards as nominees. So we've kind of touched on it a couple times before, just kind of speculating here or there. Today we will give our official predictions for what will be Game of the Year because upfront and brutally honest, everything that would be nominated is already out. There's nothing else coming out here in November that probably could compete with that. I just did the Metacritic video, which funny thing about that here in a minute. Yeah, there's nothing else coming out that could potentially compete for what would make that Game of the Year nominee list. So we're going to give our official predictions on what the 6 are. That's kind of the main thing today. We will touch on the Xbox report that came out from Windows Central, further detailing the future of the Xbox next console and basically everything that we thought it would be, plus some other tidbits from the Microsoft CEO, which is, again, everything we thought they will become, especially thoughts that John has had on Xbox. Everything we thought they will become all seems to be coming true. We'll touch on the Animal Crossing Switch 2 edition and maybe kind of give thoughts on other Switch 2 editions of games we'd like to see. Like I said, Arc Raiders, and talk about maybe Digimon, Pokemon. I did beat Pokemon, so we'll probably touch on that at some point, and we'll have a great time. We'll make sure to shout out some sponsors later on in the show, Patreon, and all that stuff. So anyway, let's turn on the music and let's dive into some stuff. How you doing today? How you feeling?
I'm feeling fine.
Yeah.
It's
Gaming.
my day has mostly just been a whole lot of Arc Raiders, a little bit of Path of Exile.
Yeah.
Because a new league did come out on yesterday, so I've been trying to play it, but I've been playing Arc Raiders, so not as much time to play it as I would normally have done on a league launch.
Right. Yeah, for context, when John walked in and I asked him how he was doing, he just basically just told me, gaming.
I was like tired.
Gaming.
Tired. You looked at me and went, a lot of gaming.
A lot of gaming. Arc Raiders is out, baby, and it's taking over the world right now.
It's basically, well, it's not even just like Arc Raiders. That's been just my October. October, I knew this year early on that October was the big hitter month for me.
Yeah.
And man, it has showed.
Yeah.
It has been nonstop for me.
Oh, yeah, I know. No, because like I mentioned, I did the November Metacritic video. It came out today. And man, just looking at the November lineup list, I was like, this feels like such a light month. And I had to stop and remember, it's like, well, October was very heavy, like very, very heavy.
I could use a couple light months.
Yeah. No, funny thing though. So shout out to Tom Cabler. He's the normal guy that always comes through every single Metacritic video. He comes through, he comments, gives his thoughts. Great guy. Appreciate him as a subscriber. So he popped in today for today's video and he pointed something out about today's video. It's so funny to me because it's like, how the hell did I mess that up? I, for some reason, forgot Black Ops 7's coming out this month, and it was not in the video. And he pointed out, he's like, how did you miss the biggest game coming out this month? I'm like, bro, I'm going to be honest, I thought it already came out. I thought it already came out, bro.
But it also goes to show how much we pay attention to cost.
Facts. Oh, my God. I felt like such an idiot when I read his comment. I'm like, how did I forget Call of Duty?
It's like, that's what as well. It's like, granted, when you do your videos, you tend to find more stuff than I would know is coming out for the month.
Right.
But it's still one where it's like, we don't play those types of games anymore.
Yeah, no, it's not up our alley anymore, man. No, God bless. I cannot believe that I forgot Call of Duty Black Ops 7 from this month's prediction video. I can't believe that. That's so funny. So I made sure to go drop a pinned comment like, hey, it happens. All right. That's why I tell everyone, drop a comment down below and call me an idiot. Because and the funny thing is, it's like in the back of my brain, I knew I was forgetting something. Because I always have the same beats that I always say of just like, hey, if I forget anything, drop a comment, call me an idiot. I'll predict it below. But like in this video specifically, I did say I feel like I'm forgetting something. So just comment down below and tell me. It was in the back of my head the whole time. It was Call of Duty. Like I said, I thought it already came out. I don't know. I thought it came out last month, but I guess that was like beta stuff.
I would have assumed it was out. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that was beta stuff that I saw about it. I don't know, man. Yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, shout out to the Metacritic video. Go watch it. I'd appreciate that support. But anyway, what do you want to dive into first? You want to go ahead and dive into TGA? Do you want to talk some arc raiders? What are you feeling like right now?
Let's do the TGA stuff because
okay,
it's like that's.
We've
talked about it quite a bit, and I don't think too much has changed on it. Yep. Maybe you have a different opinion than I do.
Right.
On that, but yeah, let's jump into what we think will actually be the top 6.
Okay, yeah. So Game Awards, Game of the Year nominees, official predictions happening today because it's obviously November, like I said. So the cutoff date is coming here very soon, and we'll know the nominees by like what, the 1st of December, I think, into this month, something like that.
Yeah, we're predicting what we think is going to be the top 6.
Yeah,
now.
What will be the nominees at the Keeley show?
Yeah, because it's one where I'm pretty sure what is going to be all of our Game of the Year.
Correct.
And there's a reason why for when we do our list at the end of the year, it will be excluded.
Yes, yeah, which is a first time ever. When we do the Gamesthetic Game of the Year bracket, a certain game will not be included.
It is going to be everything. It's basically going to be 10-1, and then the separate one is the Game of the Year.
Yeah,
but we're excluding it for the sake of having something a little different.
Yeah, and having fun with it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like
our mid-year bracket was very
eye-opening.
It was very it wasn't as fun as it normally is because we all knew what was happening.
Yeah. No, it was one of those things that didn't have the foresight on that because it's just like, oh, we'll just do what we always do. And then as we're getting through the first 2 rounds, I'm sitting there as we're doing it. I'm like, ugh, this is about to get ugly. This is about to get ugly. 33 running all the way to the end. This is about to get ugly.
Yeah, we didn't. If that one wouldn't have been in there, we could have had more fun conversations with it.
Yeah, so that's why the Gamesthetic Game of the Year bracket, Expedition 33, will not be included in the bracket. But with the TGA ones, all right. So I've got a list here in our script on the Discord of what I think is where the nominee list is going to be, the short list. So like the short list of games that I think would be in the rotation of whatever the council of the TGA is going to consider is Hades 2, Exorcist 33, Blueprint, Split Fiction, Silk Song, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Death Stranding 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Mario Kart World, Ghost of Yotei, and Silent Hill F. And that is the way I ordered those is in how they're ordered on Metacritic, with like Hades being with a 95 and the 3rd highest rated game of the year, Tears and Breath, of course, being 1 and 2, the Nintendo Switch 2 editions, Expedition being the 4th highest, et cetera, et cetera. There's only a couple gaps in there, but that's all the games that I feel like is the realistic. These are somewhere in this list is going to be the 6. I don't think anything else.
Right off the bat, I kind of want to lock in 3 of them.
Okay, yeah. That was my question: is what is your locks? Obviously,
honestly, I think I have some more locks, but I only want to lock in 3 to start with, because I'm almost certain these 3 are going to be in it, and potentially the 3 fighting for the actual award.
Okay.
And that's going to be Hades 2.
Okay.
Silk Song, Expedition 33.
Okay.
Those 3 I think are 100% locks.
Okay. So Hades 2 is a full lock for you.
It's one where I haven't played it, but I mean, it's Hades 2.
Yeah, it's the highest rated new game of the year.
It's the highest rated new game of the year.
I feel like it'd be pretty tough if you don't have it.
It's one where honestly, it was it came out kind of quietly because it does do the early access approach.
Right.
So it is one where it came out and it just sat there doing well.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it didn't have as much of the kind of pomp and like show to it that some of the other games on the list did.
Right.
But it's one where I mean, they got a track record already.
Right.
It's like there's a reason why it's the highest rated game of the new game of the year right now,
Mhm.
and it's because everybody loves it.
So those are the 3 that are actually competing for the crown.
I think those are the 3 that are mainly competing for the ground. I think any of the other 3 we put on there,
It's just there.
I think they're there. They're great games,
Mhm.
and this is one of those situations where without these 3 games kind of sitting there as like titans, the other games would be like a lot of the games on this list, if those 3 games weren't there, are like you would almost call locks for game of the year,
Mhm.
like in other years,
Right.
which is, a little unfortunate.
Mhm.
It's just one of those times. It's one of those years where, going into this year, you may not have thought it. We got a fucking banger game of the year list.
We really do. Whatever it's gonna be a damn good list.
Like what was last year?
Astrobot 1. It had Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
last year was
Black Myth
that, and then
Wukong.
it was Black Myth Wukong and that. So it was one where last year was a little more of an open one.
Yeah.
2023 was there was nothing standing in Baldur's Gate 3's way.
Yep.
2022 was kind of that was
What was 2022? Was
that was Elden Ring versus Ragnarok.
Yeah, it was. And then 2021 was that It Takes Two? Or was that 2020? No, 2020 was God of War and Last of Us 2. Wasn't it? No, not God of War, sorry.
No.
Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I think 2021, I think that was It Takes Two. I think.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like
which that one was also open because I think that was one where I think like Psychonauts 2 got nominated or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, but it's one where it's like this is a year of some titans standing up and just banging.
No, okay, 100%. No, because like we have like all the games that I named, for the most part, like are all pretty worthy to be in the conversation. For the most part,
I would say
there's a couple that I would say no.
I would say most everything that you listed would, like, no matter the year, would be in consideration.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's like also being in consideration with this year is a damn feat.
Yeah, no, big facts. All right, so you got your 3 locks. So what are the 3 that you're leaning towards is going to be the remaining 3?
Do you have anything? Because I don't want to just take all 6 slots here. It's like, do you want to throw 1 or 2 in here that you at least want to fight for?
So
because we might have a little differing of opinions.
It's quite possible because like there's one thing.
I got a wild card. I got a wild card 7th that I'm gonna throw as an option.
Yeah,
it's not. We don't have to block it into 6, but I'm gonna throw it as a 7th option, as like a dark horse nomination.
Okay, so I said this last time we talked about the nominees, and I'm going to officially like lock it in.
I do want to say you have disrespected, in a way, not entirely because it may just not have crossed your mind with it. You've disrespected Indiana Jones here.
It crossed my mind earlier today, and I'm like,
it's up for consideration.
John is gonna pitch Indiana Jones. I know he is because it's eligible for this year.
I'm gonna say it's not in my 6.
Okay,
but the fact that it's not mentioned is a bit crazy.
All right, hold on. What was its score?
Regardless of the score, when it came out and it wasn't eligible,
it did really well.
People were like, this could have been game of the year.
All right, hold on. What was the score on this game? Hold on. It had 86. So yeah, I mean it's in contention with the bottom 3 there. So you're right because it did come out in December last year. Keep that in mind, people. So it is technically eligible for this year for game of the year and any other. It'll probably get in the game awards and some past like best performance and stuff. I'm willing to bet it'll be in there for best performance.
It should be in there somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't know. Best performance. There's a lot of good performances this year.
There's a lot of good. I think best performance is one that could 2 slots be taken up by Expedition 33 right out of the gate. I'm the up front.
But for game of the year, what do you want to fight for here?
So
you want to take 1 or 2 slots here?
Okay, so what I want to fight for is I want to fight for the narrative that there will be more than one indie game nominated. I'm going to fight for Silk Song and Blueprints both to be nominated. I think that will be a first time in history. Could be wrong. I got to fact check. I did not fact check. Normally, they always do this thing of they always nominate one indie to acknowledge indies. You know, last year was what, Balaltro, right? You know, that's what they always do. We know Silk Song's a lock. Blueprints could be on the outside looking in. I fully acknowledge that. But I want to fight for changing the narrative this year and Blueprints be nominated for Game of the Year alongside Silk Song. I think it's possible. I think it's unlikely, but I think it's possible. That's what I want to see.
It's possible. It's one of those where I look at Blueprints and I kind of wonder if it's going to suffer the problem that games have suffered in the past of coming out too early in the year.
Yeah, no, that 100%.
The other thing is like,
because I think that's what Kingdom Come may get hit with. Personally,
it's weird because I mean, yeah, they both came out early in the year. But the thing is, between those games, this could also just speak to the like what appears to me. KCD 2 was everywhere.
Right.
Blueprints was everywhere for a bit. It was there for like a week. And it's one where it deserves something.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't want to lock Blueprints yet. I do.
It could be the seventh one. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't want to say that it doesn't make it in because there's some stuff on this list that I would not put in.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what would you not put in? Let me ask you that.
I'm not putting Silent Hill F in.
Okay. Yeah. No, I agree.
I'm not putting Silent Hill F in.
Yep.
I'm not putting Mario Kart World in.
Yeah. No.
I'm not putting Wilds in.
Yeah. No, I agree to all three of those. Like, all right, look,
those would be the three that I look at, and I'm like, yeah, like if if you tried to pitch them, I'd go, no.
Yeah, no, I agree. Honestly, out of the list that we've got, right, like Expedition 33 and Silk Song are the hardest locks in the history of locks.
I got one for you. I'm gonna give you one or the other.
Okay.
Which one do you think is actually more likely?
Okay.
Blueprints, Death Stranding 2.
Death Stranding 2 in a heartbeat.
But is that just because of Keeley?
Yes.
You gotta.
Yes.
Yes. I'm gonna push on it a little bit. I'm gonna take Keeley's love out of the equation.
Okay, so no bromance involved.
It's
here.
like I'm taking bromance out.
Okay, bromance out.
Because it's one where in a year like granted, Death Stranding 2 with the reception that it has,
graphically huge reception.
Well, it's like graphically and also just player reception for
story,
this one. Everybody enjoyed that played it, enjoyed this one more.
Yep.
Vastly more than the first one.
Yep.
But if I'm thinking impact on the industry, I think Blueprints did more.
That's fair. Well, my question to you is why not both?
They don't have room for both.
Okay. Because, like, I don't know, man. Like, so I feel like
this might be controversial. I didn't play the game.
Okay. I
think you definitely played the game. I'm thinking take Split Fiction out.
That's the one that if you would have asked me Death Stranding or Split Fiction, like my answer might have been a little less like immediate, but it still would have been Death Stranding. Like when you say Blueprints or Death Stranding, my knee jerk is yes, Death Stranding because the bromance. But if you take the bromance out, my knee jerk is why not both? Between those,
because if I'm looking at it, it's like Split Fiction.
Fantastic game.
Universally, everybody loves the game.
Yep.
Universally agreed upon, not as good as It Takes Two.
Correct. Gameplay wise, it is better than It Takes Two. Story wise, it is not. It's still a great story.
Yeah.
Don't twist my words here.
But it's one where if you look at the game for what it is a game meant to be a co-op story game.
Yep.
And it is universally agreed upon that It Takes Two is a better co-op story game.
Yep.
And if we're going, so and it's like, an It Take Two was a Game of the Year winner.
Yep.
So I'm thinking, if I take Split Fiction out of there, I might get room for both.
Because that's
Both
my
Blue-
mindset. Is Split
both Blue-
Fiction's the one outside.
But then it's like, if we put both in, we're down to one game.
All right. So what do we have? We have Expeditions, Silk Song, Death Stranding 2, Hades 2, Blueprints.
So we'd be down to one game.
So
And realistically, of what you have on this list,
it's between 3, in my opinion.
it's between, it would be between like 3 games. And I think I'm fighting for a different one than you.
Okay. So first off, what are the 3? Because the 3 for me is Split Fiction, Bonanza, and Kingdom Come Deliverance. And I think it's Split Fiction or Bonanza.
See, I'm in my mind, I don't have Split Fiction in.
Okay.
I don't have Split Fiction in the 6.
Okay. Not in the 6 at all. Outside looking in. So what would you fight for then?
The 3 considerations for the last game that, in my mind, Bonanza, KCD 2, Ghost of Yote.
Ghost of Yote. Okay. Apparently it is really good.
I haven't started it yet.
I have not either. I just got it yesterday, and
I've got it downloaded on my PS5. I haven't started it yet.
Oh, is your PS5 working though?
I bought like a little external cooler for the back of it.
Okay.
That plugs in, and that seems to have fixed a lot of the problems.
All right. Yeah. Sorry. Sidetrack question. I thought of it earlier today.
Yeah.
So once you said that, I had to ask because I thought of that
seems
earlier today.
that seems to have worked out.
Okay. Cool.
Most of the problems.
All right.
with
Cool. All right. So yeah. No, I haven't started either. I've heard it's incredible though.
From what I've seen and heard of it, it's incredible.
But see, here's my argument against Ghost of Yote though. While I've heard it's incredible, I've heard it's still just more of Ghost, but better, right? I look at Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 or like Bonanza or like even Split Fiction and see what they've done for the industry versus what Ghost of Yote. I feel like the impact is bigger.
But if we're counterpoint to that for Split Fiction, we've already agreed that Split Fiction
is not as good,
slightly a downgrade from the previous game.
Fair enough.
Or the overall package of it.
Fair enough.
And Ghost of Yote, like you just said, everything but better.
Yes.
Which, if we're looking at previous but better, we got a previous Game of the Year winner, but better.
Well, previous Game of the Year runner-up because that was last.
Yeah, runner-up.
Yeah, that was Last of Us 2. Should have won though.
Yeah,
Ghost of Tsushima should have won.
But yeah, previous
Game of the Year winner in our mind.
Yeah, well, it won from some shows, not TGA. But,
yeah, you're right.
But it's like that. Yeah, but so we got there. Okay, question for you. How hard are you fighting Bonanza? How hard are we realistically going to fight for Bonanza? Because if I'm looking at this list, Bonanza, I feel, falls in the same category that Blueprints is taking.
So honestly, if deciding the 6, right? Regardless if we look at our respective 3s, or let's just say 4. Let's just go ahead and just say the remaining 4, right? I would fight for Bonanza the most because I do think genuinely it is one of the greatest 3D platformers to ever be created. And I think that the mindset of it's pushing the genre and the gaming industry forward is why I would put it in there. Because we're right about Split Fiction. It's continuing to push the co-op gameplay platforming genre forward, but we also agree it's a downgraded Takes Two in terms of overall package. So that's why I think that's fair to knock it out. I think Ghost of Yote doesn't push the industry forward. It's just a damn good game. I think what Bonanza brings as one of like the greatest, like it's being rivaled with like Odyssey, which Odyssey only did not win Game of the Year because it fell in the same year as Breath of the Wild, which also pushed the industry forward. So like I think Bonanza has a strong argument to be the 6, but I can also see the argument that it's the one on the outside looking in. I can see both arguments.
See, my thing is if I'm looking at, because TGA also likes to do a little diversity
Yeah.
in the games that they put in there.
Yeah, true. Big facts. There's usually
And
like 2 games that are kind of the same and the rest is like kind of different, you know?
yeah. But it's one where if we're putting blueprints in, granted that's roguelike puzzle game,
Yep.
but it's also what could be considered the family friendly game.
Yeah.
Which they don't usually. It's like we get like one of those,
Mhm.
like in the game of the year.
Which that was the winner last year.
Yeah, but I look at it and I'm like, I don't know if Bonanza goes because I mean, realistically, I'm trying to think of it. It's like if am I gonna fight for Ghost of Yotei or KCD2 more? I'd probably actually fight more for KCD2.
Which I would too. Again, we haven't played Ghost. We've only heard about it, but I just don't think Ghost pushed the genre and the industry forward. I just think it's an unbelievably good game.
It's like realistically, Bonanza would probably go in over it.
Mhm.
I would personally want to see KCD2
That's
get the nod over it.
That's your personal pick, yeah.
It's like I would want to see KCD2 go in over Bonanza.
Mhm. I think Bonanza's the strongest chance to get that 6th spot if we included Blueprints, which I think Blueprints has honestly a legit chance to be in there along Silksong. Because it's like, even though Silksong is that indie title, man, with the amount of hype that game had, like you could almost just wash the fact that it was an indie title. And it's like, it's getting in there no matter what. And you could still call Blueprints the indie title that makes it. Because it's the one that came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Silksong, everyone knew it was going to be good. Everyone knew it'd be probably nominated. Like it's almost like AAA level like quality in terms of like you knew it was going to be in there. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel like it's the indie pick. That's why I think Blueprints could be the indie pick. If that makes sense.
I'm going down a weird path here in my mind.
Okay.
Follow this with me here for a second.
All right, I got you.
Let's remove Silksong for a second.
Ooh, buddy.
Remove Silksong out of there for a second.
Okay.
And just slot KCD2 in that place.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Blueprints. We'd have KCD2, Blueprints, Expedition, Hades 2, Bonanza. Am I missing one?
Hades 2, Expedition, Blueprints, Bonanza, KC2, and I'm assuming Death Stranding would have been your other one. That's a dark path you're walking down there, bub.
I feel better about that though.
Because it's what you want.
Well, I'm thinking as well. It's like because if we're only going, I'm going off of like since we didn't play Silksong, going off of the noise I heard around Silksong.
Mm.
Everybody was it's like it got universal praise. Also, a lot of people dropped it. A lot of people didn't vibe with it because of the new character. They didn't like the playstyle. They didn't like the difficulty. Does that weigh in? Because that was some loud noise.
Honestly, I'm gonna say no, just because of when I look at
so
it.
So you're just looking at the name at that point.
Yes, I am. Because again, the idea of the predictions, is what we think the TGAs are going to do, and that's why I think Silksong's in no matter what, because they're just going to view it as this is amazing, put it in. Because like I dropped it. I mean, I'm in that category. I'm with you. 100%. It's not going to be my top 10 game of the year. Because I understand where you're coming from.
It's because it's one where it's hard to predict what should or what's going to be in there, because in my mind, KCD2 should go in over Silksong.
There's going to be a large amount of people that's going to be cheering from the rooftops. You said that. There's going to be another part that's going to be here with pitchforks.
It is what it is. I mean, I didn't play either of them, but if I look at if I'm looking at it from what changed the landscape for the games industry, it's KCD2. KCD2 is like one of the largest from first version of game to second version of game improvements.
Huge leap.
And it is, as far as an immersive world and an immersive game to play, it's nigh untouchable for like a sandbox game.
Right.
So it's one where
I don't know. I mean, the way you're talking about it, I'm kind of thinking that KCD2 could be that one that sneaks in and gets like that 6th spot, and Blueprints is the one that's looking out, and they just stick the normal formula and view Silksong as the indie title. Even though I disagree with that.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree that Blueprint should be in there.
Which I would love to see.
If we were going one indie game over the other, I think Blueprint should have it over Silksong. So we're basically pitching two ideas here. It's one where Silksong is in and Bonanza is in, or Silksong is out and KCD2 is in. Which one are you going with? Because I'm assuming you're putting Death Stranding as that 6th game.
Yeah, Death Stranding's in for me. Like if it was just
if you're putting Death Stranding in, if you want to lock that one in,
that's a lock to me. Like I still think Silksong's a lock, and in what the TGA is going to do, I think Silksong's a lock still.
Problem is, I don't see, because people are gonna be furious if Silksong doesn't win something, but Silksong doesn't win anything that I'm seeing. I don't see a category it takes.
Just potentially indie. I mean, obviously indie's between Blueprints and Silksong, but I'd pick Blueprints over Silksong. That's just my personal take and opinion. But no, it's just one of those things. It's kind of like The Last of Us Part 2. It's gonna win at the awards. It's going to win, even though I disagree with it or whatever. Or because there's obviously a large amount of people that also does not like Last of Us Part 2, and it just won Game of the Year, let alone other categories. So it's kind of the same thing, kind of not.
I'll stop fighting for it. I'll stop the KCD2 fight.
Really?
I'm not gonna win it here.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna win it because the only one I'm willing to pull out of that list is Silksong.
Right.
Everything else I want to keep in.
Yeah, because it's like Hades. Well, so what is it? It's Hades 2, Extra 33, Blueprints, Bonanza, and Death Stranding, and then Silksong. Is that what you're implying?
That's what we're looking at right now.
Okay.
And the only one I'm willing to pull out of there is Silksong.
Right.
To fit in KCD2.
Yeah.
It's like I would fight to take Death Stranding out of it, but
it's
Kojima. I think you have the hard stance that's in there. I don't have the hard stance that it's in there.
I have it in there strictly for the bromance, legitimately. Like I will say,
can I convince you to take Death Stranding for KCD2?
I mean, in terms of what the games bring, yeah, it's possible because I view
the only problem is like if we're looking for diverse games, nothing is taking like well, I guess technically Death Stranding, its whole thing is immersiveness in that world.
Yeah. And just incredible graphical advancements.
Which I guess in that instance, they could fill the same slot. It's just if we take that out, we don't have like the weird game in there.
I don't know.
That's gonna be my pitch.
Okay.
I would take, if we're gonna leave Silksong in, I would take Death Stranding for KCD2.
Right.
I would pull it out and slot them in.
Right.
That's in my mind, that's a less likely occurrence than Silksong being removed for it. But that would be my compromise there. Otherwise, we can just lock in those other 6.
Right. I think it's a good option. I think both are good options. And you know what? I know.
Well, I'm basically saying we can either take the Death Stranding in there.
Yeah.
I'll leave this up to you because I'm the only one fighting for KCD2 here. So you're my direct opposition here because you're the one fighting for Death Stranding.
I just think it's gonna be in there because of the bromance, bro.
But at the same time, you gotta.
There's some money going under the table on that one.
Again, but we also have to take Keeley at his word.
Yeah.
He does not influence. If we're taking him at his word that he does not influence it,
Good point.
then I'm going to give you the option of Death Stranding 2 or KCD 2.
Mm-hmm.
One of those is in there. Which one do you have?
Man, my knee jerk is Death Stranding because I feel
If
like
you say Death Stranding, we can go. We can leave it in.
my knee jerk's Death Stranding because like I just have a feeling that like even if you take Keeley out of it, I just have like a weird feeling that even like the large council of people, like, I feel like they're probably all Kojima fans in some
That's
capacity.
fair.
Like that's just kind of what I think, and it's one of those things where it's like, predicting it's kind of tough because it's like if I was just set here and just give you like this is what I would pick as my six, I would probably throw KCD2 in there. But it's like trying to predict what they're doing. I just have a feeling the TGA like council is also Kojima fans, and they're gonna be like, "Oh well, look what it does graphically. It pushed the industry forward graphically." Oh,
Yeah,
Death Stranding.
we can lock Death Stranding. I'm trying to get KCD2 on there because it deserves that slot.
Right.
And it's probably the one that I feel the worst about not getting the slot.
So honestly, looking at how the TGAs approach stuff, I think the ones that are more likely to get cut for KCD2 is like Blueprints and Bonanza. Like I think Bonanza should be in there because of what it brings to the 3D platforming genre. But like I think those two are more likely to get cut for KCD2.
I would if it was between those, I would cut Bonanza.
Right.
Because
it's not Mario Odyssey, but it's
well, like you said, it's a 3D platformer.
Yeah.
It's one where we had a 3D platformer win last year.
Yeah.
There was Odyssey, and it's the one where like I don't want to see Blueprints get cut because also we don't see puzzle games make their way in there, not to the quality that Blueprints was. But if you're looking at large stream appeal, Bonanza is going to take it over. KCD2 is kind of like the cult game.
It is the cult game. It's the one that's going to get in that what's it called? Is it called like the Player's Voice Award? Yeah, it'll be nominated in there.
It's the one,
if not win it.
Like it's the one that out of these games that aren't like, I would say like the three big hitters. I'd say KCD2 is going to be the one that stands the test of time over some of these other games that are going to be in there.
All right, so here, I'll give you another counterpoint then, because I was sitting here thinking about this with me saying that I think the only ones that could potentially get cut in favor for it is Blueprints and Bonanza. We cut Bonanza out for it because here's my only reason why, and I want the record to be known. I'm a Nintendo guy, number one. It's my favorite of the three majors. I'm especially a big Donkey Kong guy. I enjoyed Astrobot more. The Bonanza is incredible. The mechanics they put into the game pushes the 3D platforming genre forward 1000%. I enjoyed Astrobot immensely more. Not immensely. I just enjoyed it immensely. And Astrobot to me is the better game overall. For me personally, as Alex liked. Like, so don't come to pitchforks at me. But I liked Astrobot more.
Do you think that Bonanza is a more likely game to be in the 6 though?
Based on how the TGA likes to operate, probably, because like when Nintendo releases a banger, I mean, they put Mario Wonder in there for God's sake.
Let's leave it as is.
Okay,
leave it as is.
Okay, yeah, I mean they put Mario Wonder in there.
I had to fight for it a little bit just because
Okay, so Hades 2, Exorcist 33, Blueprints, Silk Song, Bonanza, Death Stranding. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that is the Gamesthetic official predictions then. After some debate,
I'm gonna throw in, like I said, I'm gonna throw in a 7th. This is gonna be the Balatro pick.
Okay.
The one that kind of
caught everyone off guard,
made everybody look and go, "Really?
What?
You're putting that in Game of the Year?
Why is that there?"
Is kind of it's gonna be the, because it's an indie game. It's kind of like Balatro was. It's the it's going to be the recency bias of it.
Okay.
It's the recency bias indie hit that could just meme its way into a nomination. I don't think it's actually going to happen, but seeing how Game Awards kind of set the precedent with Balatro, because Balatro was a great game, it should not have been a Game of the Year.
I agree. I enjoyed my time with Balatro, but it should not have been Game of the Year.
It was one like that was a game that just kind of took over the world for what it was. This game's kind of done the same thing. And it is the fact that of the recency, it could knock off one of the other games just because of what it is. I'm saying there's a chance Megabonk could do something.
Megabonk. Shout out.
Have you I mean it's the same sensation that happened with Balatro last year, where it snuck in right towards the end.
Right.
And kind of just blew up. It may not make its way into Game of the Year,
but it'll be in like the indie category and a few others.
It'll get thrown in there for some stuff.
Yeah.
Just because it blew up recently.
Okay. Megabonk, mark it down, people. No, I mean it'd be in the indie category for sure.
It'll be in indie category.
It could be in some others.
It'll be in some others. It's gonna sneak its way in there.
Right.
And I'm specifically saying that just because it is the latest indie game to blow up and kind of take everybody by storm.
Right.
And it's close to the time, so when they're looking through nominations, that recency bias is gonna kick in.
Right.
And it's like I wouldn't want it to happen, but there's the chance that they look at it and they go, and then they're looking at like the games, and like one of these games they look at and they're like, yeah, this game was great, but man, Megabonk was huge,
right?
Because I feel like that's what happened with Balatro.
Yeah, it just took over the world. Everyone was talking about, oh man, I just love chilling and playing some Balatro.
Yeah, and that's kind of. That's been the same thing with Megabonk.
Imagine if Megabonk makes the game. I mean, look, man, we had a freaking DLC make it last year. Anything's possible, brother.
That's the thing.
They opened up new doors last year.
Last year was also like a weirdly like open year.
Yeah.
It's like and then compare it to this year.
Yeah, a little bit.
My Game of the Year list looks a lot different than this is gonna be.
Mine too. Like when we do our top 10 here at the end of the year, it's gonna be a lot different than this. That's for damn sure. But no, all right. So official Gamesthetic picks though: 80s 2, Extras 33, Blueprints, Silk Song, Bonanza, Death Stranding 2. That is our official prediction. Hopefully, we should be finding out by the end of the month.
Yep, that is our prediction for the Game Awards Game of the Year nominations.
Even if we don't agree with it.
And later towards the end of the year, it's like you could tune in to see our very different top 10 lists.
Yes.
Because we're doing our normal thing where we do like a collaborative list, and then at least me and you are doing our own top 10 specific lists, right?
So I think what we'll do is because
I'm doing my own for the first time this year.
Yeah, so I think what we're gonna do, because we pretty much got rid of the collab list for the bracket, make life easier.
Bracket kind of takes that place.
Yeah, so no collab list. The only collab list we'll have technically is building what's going to be in the bracket. That's it. So we'll have the Gameset Game of the Year bracket, which is technically the Gamestetic runner-up bracket, because Extra 33 will not be included. I think we'll do each of our own individual top 10 lists, which I feel like we've done before. I could be tripping though.
I don't think we've ever done.
I think we've done it once years ago.
No, I think usually what we do is like we do the bracket and then we kind of talk about what like our because in years past our individual Game of the Year has been different.
Right. Yeah. No, so we'll do Gameset Game of the Year bracket. We'll each do our top 10s of the year. And then extra bonus, because I will do, and if you guys want to do it too, by all means, feel free. It's up to you guys. Just let me know, because it was going to be a video versus a podcast topic. But I was going to do my top 25 favorite games of all time, and I was going to make that an annual series that I post every 31st or 1st, because I want to see how much my opinion sways as time goes on. You know what I mean? Because right now, Exodus 33 is very high up there. But I've also realized 2 games in particular have fallen down a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that's
I knew those were gonna fall down.
Yeah.
When you started making claims on them, I was like,
That's not staying.
This dude just recently played him.
He's riding a high. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. If you guys want to be involved with that, I don't give a shit. We can make it a podcast topic, or I can just keep it as a standalone video. I don't care.
I'm working my way through not a 25. I can't figure it. I don't have a 25 right now. I'm working my way through a top 10 right now
Of all time.
of all time.
Okay.
I've got a start to it. I've mentioned what was on there before, but it's one where I don't write anything on the list until when I've thought about the topic, something's come into my head multiple times.
Right.
Because I write down there was some stuff where I was like, oh yeah, 100% this is going on there, this is going on there, this is going on there. And there's been some where like every time I start to think about it, a couple games in or in, and I'm like, I can't put that in a top 10 all-time list. And then I'm like, why not?
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
It was one of those where it was like, it's taken me a while to accept the why not? It's my list.
Exactly. No, originally
I got some shit on my top 10 of all time list that nobody's gonna have.
Hey, that's the beauty of it, baby. That's the beauty of it. No, I originally was considering just doing a top 10 and just shouting out honorable mentions, but then my one concern is, okay, if I set the precedence this year that this will be an annual series that I do every
you have to leave some room for some changes.
Exactly. And I'm afraid, what if I have a year where nothing sneaks into the top 10, then what's the point of doing the video?
Well, yeah, that's the thing, because it's like for me, while I don't have a set in, like I don't know that my 10 is set in stone right now.
Right.
It's like when that list is finalized, I don't know what's touching it.
Right.
It could be a long time before something touches it.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. We'll evaluate that here in the next like month or two. Probably actually later this month. I'll probably be working on that, like my list, and when I go on my staycation coming up. So I'll probably bug you guys around then, like, hey, do you guys want to be involved with this, or me just solo run it? It's up to you guys. And then we will be doing Gamesthetic Awards this year. I've talked about it for years, and I'm doing it. It's going to be a standalone video, all pre-recorded. Video will just go live, and we'll have different categories and nominees. What they're going to be, I don't know yet. We're figuring that out right now. That was one of the things John and I yapped about before we started the show. But that's going to be a standalone video that I'll record. I'm excited for that too. So a lot of like celebrating games here in the next couple months, that more than we usually do, which is cool. I'm here for it. Let's also shout out a sponsor now, because we're here for that too. Which button do I press? This one. Shout out some Rogue Energy. Use our referral link down below, promo code Sparky3 for 10% off your order. But hey, they have a different sale going on. No big deal. Feel free to use that promo code, whatever the sale is. Using the referral link alone still helps the brand, regardless if you're picking up hydration chill or the energy cans or tubs. The link and the promo code works for all of them. Definitely recommend all of them. That black cherry lemonade can is delectable. I need to get me some more. The chill works really well too. But yeah, no, go check out some Rogue with the referral link down below. Promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order. All right, where do we want to go from here? Because like the next thing I had was like the Xbox thing, but that was like weekly wrap up. Do we want to talk about some stuff? You want to talk some arc raiders? Like where do we want to go from here?
I'll talk a little bit about some stuff I've had going on.
Okay.
Just couple short things before I lead into arc raiders. Fellowship, been playing quite a bit of Fellowship lately.
Nice.
Work my way through it. I'm not as far into like climbing as I would like to be, but that's because the character I played during like when I had access to like closed beta in that, I played a lot of. So I was like, I'll do something a little different when the game comes out. Played a different character, got them geared up played them for like, I don't know, 14, 15 hours or something, decided to swap.
Right.
So then I've been working my way back up a lot faster the second time around, because a buddy of mine just kind of helped blast me back up to where I was at, and then a little past it. So been playing that. Currently has a Halloween event going on right now. If you play 10 dungeons with a character, you unlock a Halloween skin for him. Haven't done it yet. Still need to go in and do it.
Okay.
Gonna try to find time. I don't know how long that event goes on, but before it ends, I will have my Halloween skins.
Nice.
Like I said, Path of Exile had a new league come out this past Friday. I think it's called Keepers of the Flame or something like that. Basically reworking one of the old league mechanics. Breach. Blanked on it for a second there.
I could see that blank.
I was like,
that was aggressive. That was, man, what was it?
Yeah, but reworking one of the older mechanics in the game. The Breach originally came out like, I want to say like 7-8 years ago, and hadn't been touched a whole lot since then.
Right.
Kind of completely reworking it from here. I don't have a whole lot to say on the new mechanic yet. I haven't. I'm basically right at the end of the campaign, so I don't really learn a whole lot about the mechanic until I'm in maps with it. So maybe next week I'll have more to say on that. But I mean, it's Path of Exile. I love Path of Exile. It's one where I don't play every league, but man, it is one of the games of all time.
Right.
And it's one where if you hadn't played it and looked at it, new league, it's a good time to play. If you didn't know there was a new league out, the new league out, so you can go play. So, but yeah, it's one where I'll be playing a lot. I'm flipping between three big games right now, so I'm gonna try to get my time in on it. And then finally, Arc Raiders has finally come out, and like I said last week, when I talked about it from the Service Slam, I've never really been like the extraction player in shooters. Never really been my thing, because it's like I haven't. It might partially be because I've always been behind on them, or like I'll jump into it to try to play with some friends, and they're usually a lot further along than me, so it's hard. It's hard for me to get going on them. Jumping in from the beginning, man, Arc Raiders is, man, it's a game.
Addictive as hell.
It is amazing. Been playing it constantly for the past couple days, and it's, yeah, addicting is a good word for it. There's only been a couple runs where like they ended, and I was like, take a break, done for now. Had a couple bad runs, but overall, even runs you don't make it out of, most of the time they don't feel bad. But yeah, I've been playing it. Man, there's a lot in there right now. I don't know all the maps, mainly because I've been queuing with a buddy of mine, and he's been party leader, so he's been throwing us everywhere. But yeah, it's mostly just been hopping in, trying to learn new maps, mainly just working my way through the quests, and trying to like get working on workbench upgrades and things like that. I'm a little down right now. Had not the
Some rough games. Rough runs.
Last night wasn't the best. Kind of went a little down on my luck last night.
On Halloween, no less.
Today came up a little bit, but a little rough right now. Working my way back up though. Working my way back up. Had some really fun runs today.
Nice.
But yeah, it's one where, like I said before, I like how the quests are done in the game, because it's mostly things you're gonna either be doing, or it's just teaching you, hey, this stuff is on the map, or hey, we're gonna tell you, it's like, hey, this stuff's on the map. These are things you can interact with. We're gonna give you a quest so that you do it once, then you know that you can do it. Or it's sending you along like kind of lore stuff. I haven't paid too much attention to the lore stuff, but it's like sending you along to kind of give you the storytelling of the world from some of that. Or it's just sending you and being like, hey, go to this location. It's somewhere you may not typically go to. Go to it, and it's like, maybe while you're there, you find something interesting. And then eventually a quest will get to like kill some of the big arc enemies, because man, there are some big enemies out there, and I am super looking forward to fighting them. Haven't gotten there yet, because like I said, it's an extraction shooter, ups and downs. It's like I've had some really good ups,
Had some really
really down so far. working my way up off some downs.
Nature of the beast,
Yeah,
brother.
working my way up off some downs right now, but man, it's been a lot of fun learning the new maps.
Yeah,
Because man, the maps are all super different as well.
really.
There's some there's some beautiful maps. There's so just for context, uh the the first like map that we had to play during like the Server Slam and like the I guess what you would call the main map. It's called Dam Battlegrounds. It's basically it's a big dam, the big like there's a little swamp area to it, a bunch of big buildings and stuff like that. There's another map called Buried City, where it is a city basically buried in sand. So you enter in and like destroyed buildings, sand everywhere, and you kind of crawl along like the rooftops and enter from the roof of buildings to like go down looking for supplies and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then it's like when you get in there, glass is broken out everywhere. It's really confusing to fight in, but it's a really cool map design. And then it's like it's kind of stuff like that. And there's one called Spaceport where it's a big open area with giant space hangars or like hangars for like space. I assume like thrusters and stuff like that, rocket assemblies and that. So really diverse, cool looking maps. And so far, like everything's beautiful. Uh, and then yeah, it leads to it's like the map design leads to some really weird and crazy fights sometime. Like we had one where we were in a hangar and there's a big control tower with a like a wall leading off to the side of it. We got into basically a sniper fight there, me and my buddy, against a team of three, where we couldn't hardly see the guy in the control tower, but his buddies that were off on the side kept taking pot shots at us. So I was like, all right, well, I can't see that guy over there, so I went and found a spot where I could angle on the other two. Man, they stopped peeking pretty quick. They, I think I took basically used all their meds up, but
Yeah,
I couldn't move out to try to get a better angle on him because I couldn't see the guy in the control. He had a much better spot than I did, so we were just like, we could sit here. We could sit here for the rest of the match, or we could go do something, or it's like, or we can go kind of loot and try to head out because we'd already done the quest, done what we were there for. So it's like, let's just start moving. Start moving to the extract. See another team, went and wiped them real quick, and then decided to leave. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Uh, Learning the new maps has been a lot of fun. Learning like the highs of like getting into some of those fights and or like finding some really cool stuff and then immediately realizing, oh, we got to fight now. Like it's like we found this as soon as we find cool stuff. It's like or like some of the rare stuff immediately. It's like, all right, well now here the people are, so now we gotta fight our way out now. It's been a lot of fun doing that. So I'm having a lot more fun than I would have expected for a game like this.
yeah, because that's normally not your thing.
I don't really play shooters anymore.
Trust me, I don't either.
Like I don't really play shooters anymore, much less like PvP shooters. But it's like the blend of like PvPvE is fun because it's one where it's fun because it's the balance of running around trying to loot or like get an objective done while also trying to like avoid the arc enemies, which the arc enemies are usually like flying drones or like they're big drones on the ground uh, that are pretty easy to draw their attention. If you draw their attention, you gotta fight them. Like you start fighting them, everyone around knows where you're at now.
Right.
So it's the balance of do you care about alerting people to your presence, or are you looking for people to find your presence?
Mhm.
Because especially me and my buddy, we'll go into a raid looking to just like maybe do a little loot run, or go only do a quest, or like we're there for a specific purpose. But if we hear gunshots close, if we because it's funny because he was telling me he was running with another like one of his other groups of friends, and he was like, He's like, yeah, I may have been irritating him because I was kind of just like charging in. I was like, oh, you were the me of that group. I'm like, you hear something and you like with them, you were the one hearing stuff and turning and running when usually that's me. And he's like,
Right.
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's up, like getting to the point where I've gotten quite a few blueprints for like some of the some of the weapons and like gear and stuff. And I'm getting to the point now where I can start I'm about to be able to start crafting those more than just like a one off. So I've got the base to start actually creating some of the like not like high tier weapons, but like medium tier weapons.
Mhm.
I've kind of got the base to start crafting those and actually be able to go in with them more often instead of just going in with like a lot of the basic weapons. A lot of
Right.
the basic weapons will get the job done, but just not as quickly.
Mhm.
So really looking forward to getting to the point where I'm like, I can go in actually geared instead of going in kind of geared and just
Right. Right. It's kind of
and just seeing people first.
yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah, and hoping for the best.
there's a because if you catch people unaware, you can smoke them fast.
Hmm.
But if people know, like if if they're aware you're there, you get into some more intense fights of like it's not just about like aim and gunning them down. It's more positional, baiting them out and stuff like that, which not usually something I'm a fan of,
Right.
but it's been a lot of fun. The repositioning game's been a lot of fun in it.
Mm.
Except when it happens to me.
Except when it happens to me.
Sometimes you lose track of the one
Yeah,
guy,
yeah,
and then next thing you know, he's behind you.
right.
It's more fun when you're that guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, naturally, naturally.
But yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. Uh, hopefully by the end of the weekend, I'll kind of have my start stockpiling my kind of mid tier gear,
Hmm.
so I can go in and be a little more like ready for action.
Right.
There's a lot of times right now it's like I'm ready for action. I'm just not the most well equipped.
Yeah, yeah. You're doing your best,
It's like
making it work.
I'm going in. I'm ready for a fight. I hope I see you first.
Right, right. Hoping for the best on
But yeah.
that.
But it's one where loving Arc Raiders right now. Gonna be playing it. Gonna be playing a lot of it.
It's gonna be the John update, possibly
Probably.
to some extent.
I got a few of those right now.
Yeah, yeah. To some extent. To some
Yeah, it's
extent.
like I got a few of those Arc Raiders. It's one I'm gonna be playing it for a while. It may be one where I drop in and out of it periodically, but it's
Mhm.
also the because usually extraction type games like this they have what they call seasons, where at the end of the season they do a wipe. This game's doing it a little bit differently, where you I don't know exactly how it works, but like you can opt to not wipe and keep all of your stuff.
Mhm.
But I think you there's like rewards or something for wiping and starting over. I don't
Yeah.
know exactly how it works because I haven't looked into it yet. But that's one of the draws to the game is if I don't play it for a while, I can come back to it and still have all my stuff.
Mhm.
Whereas like other games, like Tarkov, how the cycle was, I think Dark and Darker might do it, where every now and then they just do a seasonal wipe and you have to start from scratch.
Yeah.
They have something similar in this game, but you can opt out of it. So it's one where I can just play, and if I hop out of it for a while and come back, I can still go in and have fun.
Right.
So
Which that's great, honestly.
yeah. So looking forward to it. This will be one I may not talk about it every week, but it'll be in the background where if something big happens with it, I'll bring it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Arc Raiders, man. Taking over the world right now. So love to see it. Love to see it. Also, shout out to Becca in chat. She came to harass me about AniMan
Yeah, I
Plus.
saw you pull
Yeah.
up Anime Plus over there. I was like, stop it.
Stop it. Well, no, she mentioned like how long it's been, and she's like, "You really want to know?" And I was just like, "I don't know if I do. How long has it been?" May 23rd, 2023 was the last new episode. That puts it in a different perspective. God, dog, that's been a minute. That has been a minute. Lord have mercy. No, listen. I get a lot of windshield time for work. All right. So I get a lot of time to think about ideas and think about different things or whatever the case is. Well, all right. You say nope. That was the transistor upload. That's the audio upload. So whatever is on YouTube, I don't know. But no, like for AniMan Plus to come back, which I do want it to come back, it's got to come back in a way that is very like open ended, where like me and Zach can just like talk about anime in any form, historical stuff, this or that, whatever, right? Because like the way it was before, I can tell you up front, it's not coming back that way. It's not happening, not for a while at least. That's brutal because like.
You just gotta go into it with the attitude that I show up for this show for.
Yeah, just show up and talk. You know what
it's
I mean?
like I show up to here and I'm like, I know Alex has a plan.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna
mostly follow it.
Yeah.
But I'm also gonna do my thing.
Exactly. No, that's what Zach and I needs to do for AniMan Plus is just come in, turn on a mic, have a rough plan, but then just talk.
It's like you basically just need to show up and say, like, topic 1, this show, topic 2. Whatever the fuck we want to talk about.
Exactly. Because like the way it was before, I'll still stand by it. The way the show that was before, I think, is the best approach for the show because there's no other show that did it like we did up front. I'll stand on business. No one else did it like we did. No one else did the things that we did, and I'll stand on business on that. And that's what made us unique. But man, Zach and I don't have the time for that up front. I mean, we were reading like 30 to 40 series a week between he and I. We are watching between he and I like 10 series a week. That's not happening anytime soon. That's going to have to be like content is like a full-time job for us to come back and do it like that. So it's going to come back. It's just how it's going to come back is what we need to figure out. But anyway, I do appreciate you for being here as always. And obviously I don't mind the harassment on the show. It's really, it's a meme. It's funny. It's just like the boys harassing about Alan Wake. It's a meme. We're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep talking about it until something gets addressed. It's going to get talked about. And I'm here for it.
Say we're just going to keep doing it. We're only going to do it until you play the game.
I know. And but see, the thing is though, I'm not going to tell you guys when I'm going to play it. I'm just going to show up one day and it's going to be Gamestead Game of the Week. And once I do that, just know I beat the game. The day I come up and say Gamestead Game of the Week, Alan Wake, just know that the game is beat. I've done it. I have accomplished the mission. You will get no context. I will try to make sure that whatever platform I'm playing on, you guys don't know I'm playing it either. So one day it will happen. It will happen.
You think I pay attention to what you're playing on?
Some people do. Some people, I get hit up every once in a while. Hey man, saw you're playing this game. What you think? Davin will hit me up like that. So you never know. Never know.
You realize that the only platform I can see that you're actively playing on is the fucking Switch?
Yeah, true.
Because you hide on everything else.
I do hide.
I don't know why you hide.
You're a
goddamn adult.
I'm invisible on everything, man. I am a pure offline for everything, almost.
You ashamed of what you're playing?
No, I mean, you can see what I'm playing.
I know, but why are you offline? What are you afraid of?
I don't want people to bug me,
Dude, this is not 2012 anymore. Or not even 2012. This ain't 2010 anymore. This isn't, oh, Alex is online. Let me hit him up for some Halo.
Yeah, true.
It's like I don't care that he's playing a single player game.
Right. Yeah, you're right. It's just force of habit, I guess. Force of habit. Yeah, no, I'm a pure offline on everything. Everything that I can be, I'm a pure offline. Just like I'm doing my thing. I'm lurking. I'm in the background. I'm chilling. He's scared. I'm not scared. I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling. All right.
I show up online. Yeah, I ignored your message. I'm playing Digimon. It's like I'm playing like Digimon right now, or I'm playing Pokemon. It's like, yeah, I'm on.
Oh my god.
Because it was like a period where it's like, yeah, I'm running. I may be running a game on Steam. I'm actually playing on my Switch.
Right. No, it's so funny. John says that. Where it's just like, yeah, I'm appearing online. I ignored your message. See, that reminds me of the saying. When it comes to John is the truest definition of that saying. True friends will stab you in the front. That's John. John's not going to stab you in the back. He'll stab you right in the front, brother. Yeah, I ignored your message. Yeah, I'm online. I probably read it.
Well, it's like it took a long time for you to understand how messages work for
I know,
me,
I
because
know.
I understand I am the weird one in this scenario.
Yeah, yeah.
Messaging for me is an exchange of information, and unless there's a question mark at the end of it or an implied question
Yep.
that directly needs to be addressed, I view it as an exchange of information.
There you go. That's the way John works.
And it's one where it's like sometimes it's like, yeah, I'll exchange in some
Right.
messages right now, but at the same time it's like you understand how it works. It's like
Yep.
if a message comes through and it's not replied to pretty quickly, that conversation has now been over.
Yeah. No. I feel like I'm giving you a little bit of like grace here, and you probably disagree with my grace, but I would say if John's like online or like pops up or online, like let's say Discord, where I know he got on Discord because I messaged him, if he does not respond within 30 minutes, the chance of him responding is like 10%, 5%.
The longer
Yeah.
the message has
Yeah.
been, the less likely I am to
Yes.
respond to it.
So, like, I sent him a message today about what we could do for today's show. I gave it 30 minutes. He did not respond, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make the thumbnail.
That was one where I had seen a message come through,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was in
Arc Raiders.
I was in
Yeah,
a raid
fair
on
enough,
Arc
fair
Raiders,
enough.
and then by the time the raid ended, it was gone.
Yeah, yeah, forgot about it.
That did
no.
not exist anymore.
Yeah, no. So just so everyone can get an insight on what it's like on the if you've ever possibly wondered what it's like on the communication side of Sparky 3, this is what it's like. This is what it's like.
To be fair, if you ever message me and there is a question mark at the end of it, those always get replied to.
Yeah, yeah, they do. They do.
Because the question mark is prompting a reply.
Yep, correct. But also, you can't abuse that, because if you just start including a question mark to kind of potentially try to trick him into responding, he's going to call you out like, why is there a question mark there?
I'm
not
gonna
going to respond to what you said.
I'm gonna
either.
not reply, and then if you ask me why I didn't reply, it's just gonna be, you know why.
Yeah, you know why. You know what you did. You know what you were trying to do. So this is what it's like. Everyone, I'll let you peek behind the curtain of the Sparky 3 communication and the Sparky 3 business. It's great. So anyway, you ready?
Although I did see your picture of Dragon Quest. I didn't realize you were buying those.
No, that wasn't me.
Oh, that wasn't you?
No. I honestly, I probably should have screenshot the.
I didn't know what it was. I just saw those. I was like, oh.
No, I didn't buy them. I can totally see how you thought I bought them 100%. No, I just saw it on Twitter, and I was just like, because I remember saying, "Oh man, that artwork is so sick. I wonder if it's going to be able to be put together." There you go.
Yeah, no, it looked good. I didn't know if you had bought it or not.
No,
because it was I saw it.
I want to.
I saw it. I looked at it. And went, guess he bought those.
Yeah, no, my bad. I should have probably just sent you like a screenshot of who posted on Twitter, and then you would be like, "Oh, nice, cool."
I am considering buying those at some point.
Yeah, no, I just thought it was cool how you could put the two Switch copies up against each other, and like you get the full art. It looks so sick, so sick. Anyway, let's hit the weekly wrap up. Let's kind of start going through that. So the first thing I've got, which is one of our title topics, couldn't think of anything else, is this next Xbox report by Jez Corden with Windows Central, and it's basically everything that we've said, everything that we've thought, and even some CEO comments is still stuff that exactly what we thought was going to be the direction of the brand. It's basically a PC which can also run other storefronts. So you could, like, in theory, like it's like running off Windows, so you can install Steam if you want. But the weird thing is,
I assume it's gonna be like, it's essentially gonna be like Windows, but it's gonna have the storefront is gonna be a simplified storefront.
That's what I'm thinking.
That has like the main big storefront applications at the front. It's like, do you want to activate, like, or do you want to look at Epic, Steam, Xbox, whatever?
Like GOG, I think is one.
Yeah, it's like, do you want to activate there's also like a GeForce Now or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah,
it's like which storefront do you want to look at?
Yeah, because he did say that it still will feel like a traditional console. So like I feel like whatever it's going to look like is going to be what you're saying, where it's like a more simplified thing where you can just kind of click into whatever.
Yeah, it'll probably just be like every other storefront, but except at the top of it, it just has like Steam, all of those at the top. It's like you just select which one you want to look at.
Yeah, like I don't think it's like, since it's, like we've thought, it's gonna still feel like a console. I don't think it's going to be in the same approach as like the Xbox ROG Ally, where it is a handheld PC to the point that because it's a Microsoft device, it literally has Microsoft Teams installed on it. Because I saw Gene Park talk about how he had to uninstall Microsoft Teams because it's a handheld PC. So by default, it's installed on there. So it's like I don't think it's going to be like that, where it's like literally a PC. I think it's going to feel like that console, and they're going to make almost like their own. Kind of similar how Steam made their own OS to fit the Steam Deck. I feel like it's going to be like that.
It's
where
gonna
it's going to fit its own.
It's gonna be like its own custom home
Exactly.
screen. That is gonna feel like its own home screen. Is gonna feel like a UI essentially, or like its own thing. Kind of like how the Steam Deck has its own UI interpretation of the Steam client.
Right.
It'll be something like that.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm thinking. So that way it still has that traditional feel with $1,000 price tag probably. But it's going to also natively run games currently available on the series, including the backwards compatibility games. And one thing that's interesting, the current plans is to have no paywall for multiplayer.
It's stupid in this day and age to have a paywall for multiplayer.
In today's day and age, yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
I mean, granted,
just let people play games.
In 2007, it made sense.
It made sense then, yeah.
Because the infrastructure wasn't there.
Yep.
Nowadays, the fact that you charge for it is wild.
Yep. No, so that makes sense. And I'm glad that they realize that makes sense. Just some other stuff I wanted to include is the Microsoft CEO also doubles down on like Matt Booty's comments recently, where that short form content is Xbox's main competitor. And again, I know a lot of people I've seen say, "Oh my God, they don't get it." I disagree. I think they do get it. They know they lost, and they're trying to compete with people's time.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like you brought up last week. It's not competing with short form content in the traditional way that people are thinking of it. It's time.
Yeah, it's competing with people's time.
What are you spending your time on that is not an Xbox like
game
console
or whatever
game or some sort of Xbox interaction?
Yeah.
You're on TikTok, you're on YouTube, you're on Twitch, you're on anything else besides Xbox.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody else says it that way, but that's what everybody's thinking.
Right. Because
that's what they say in like their board meetings is how they refer to it is how do we get their time?
Yep.
They're just the only ones to say it publicly, and people seem to not be understanding that.
Yeah. Like I understand where some people are coming from, where it's just like, well, I want my Xbox brand to be competitive and try to compete. Brother, it's not happening. Like, and they realize that
they haven't been competitive in a decade.
Yeah, no, and they realize that. Like, so they're to a point where they're just trying to compete for your time, which, as we've seen with how year after year goes, is a fair thing to want to compete for with people just being on YouTube or TikTok or whatever. The CEO also said, "quote We want to be a fantastic publisher. We're going to be everywhere on every platform," which kind of dials into what you've talked about before and what we've agreed with as well. It's like we just think they're going to end up being a publishing company at some point, which like I think that is very strongly the case.
Yeah, it's like they'll still have their
device.
They'll still have their device, but it's not going to be like it has been. It's going to be like they talk about, where buy our version to play whatever you have.
Right.
It's like they want you to buy their version of it, but give you the ability to play it anywhere.
Yes.
But also, it's like when you're not selling consoles anymore, what do? You put your games on every other console.
Bingo. Something else I thought was interesting to shout out. It was like through a string of questions to the CEO and like replies. Like there was a screenshot I saw where if you go through this whole multi questions, whatever, Xbox was not mentioned one time. That's not for the entire interview. Obviously, the word Xbox was mentioned at some point in the interview, but there was multiple questions in a row where the word Xbox was never said. And it was Microsoft, whatever. You see what I'm saying? Where it's like we've talked about we think Xbox the name is going away.
I think they're experimenting with what they're going to call it. I'm still fully convinced they're just going to drop Xbox and just label everything Game Pass.
Yeah. Microsoft Gaming, Game Pass, whatever.
Yeah, it's like you already have the Game Pass brand out there. You might as well refer to everything as, even if you don't call your device or something Game Pass, but you call it Game Pass something.
Hmm.
Is that is I mean that is the Xbox brand. The Xbox brand is Game Pass at this point.
Yep.
So it's like it's like the first steps of them embracing it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because like when I saw that screenshot of quotes at question after question, I'm like, Xbox is not in here one time. I was just like, all right, yeah, they're testing the waters. They're testing the waters. So now again, the next Xbox console, this PC hybrid thing that's going to be like $1,000 is the one of the worst kept secrets out there. And it's weird because it's like all Xbox wants to do is talk about it, but it's not in the realm to talk about yet. You know what I mean? But they still keep alluding to it or referencing it. You can tell they just want to go ahead and move on.
Well, it's like
They want to get past the series.
it's kind of like the point before a new like every generation before a new console gets announced. It's like they're the difference is this time they're not pretending.
Yep.
They're telling you we're doing it. We just aren't allowed to tell you yet.
Mhm.
Like I'm not allowed to say that it's going to be a PC. That's going to be more like a PC than a
Yeah, yeah,
console.
yeah.
Is what they're doing now. Where before they just wouldn't say anything.
Right.
They instead of saying we're working on our next console's coming out soon, they would just remain quiet
Mhm.
and be like, "You'll be able to get these games eventually." And it's like, well, yeah, we know what's happening.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, they've been. I mean, it's been a weird generation because, like we said,
Facts.
we've been tied to the previous generation for so long because of, I mean, because of the struggles.
Yeah.
COVID and everything happened. We had all the struggles with getting the parts and everything.
Yeah.
So it's one where weirdly it doesn't feel like we should be moving on yet, even though
Correct.
we're at the time where we should be moving on. Even though at least on PlayStation side of it, I mean, even on Series X side of it, we're not really pushing boundaries for the consoles yet.
True. Neither console's been pushed to their
But
limits.
but at the same time, Xbox desperately needs to move on because of the Series S.
Facts.
So it's
Huge
one
mistake.
where yeah, I mean we've harped it to death.
Yep. Yep. Great for the consumer, bad for the industry. So I don't know. I believe still that the next console will potentially come out next year, end of next year, or which feels weird, horribly weird. So hopefully we get a reveal at some point because I'm tired of talking about these reports. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. If we end up going with one of my pitches for the Gamestetic Awards, where I had a pitch of most annoying topic, a topic that just gets repeated and repeated, Switch 2 rumors, good old days. Xbox is going to be in that nominee list for this year. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm sick of it. All right, let's move on. So, hey, Animal Crossing New Horizons is the next game to get the Nintendo Switch 2 edition treatment, plus a free update. So, the free update is coming January 15th, featuring a resort hotel. Rossetti can tidy up your island. Nintendo Switch members can have now up to 3 islands, which that is a big deal for a lot of people. I think I saw that they're just like adding in like the creative mode, whatever, the terraforming potentially, just like you can just do it. I could be way wrong on that. I saw someone talk about that. I don't know. New items can be placed in the game, like different Nintendo products. So you can get a Switch that you can have for decoration, or like an NES and like a bunch of old just decorative things. There's also going to be some new Zelda characters to come in as Islanders, which is Minoru and Tulin from Tears of the Kingdom, as well as Splatoon characters and bulk crafting, which a lot of people are pretty excited for. And again, that's all the free update. That is, you don't have to upgrade base game. You have now free update version 3.0. The Nintendo Switch 2 edition, there's going to be like enhanced resolution, mouse controls added, and some other stuff. I didn't see everything that was added, but it's only a $5 upgrade unless you just buy the game itself, the Switch 2 game, whatever. But it's just a $5 upgrade if you want to do it. So overall, very consumer friendly to get that come out. I know Animal Crossing fans are probably going to be pretty excited for that as they wait for whatever new title is going to come out later. But my question for you is, did you happen to have like any Switch? I know you're not a big Switch player, but did you happen to have like any Switch 1 games, like Nintendo or third party, that you would like to see get that Switch 2 treatment for? Because like the only one for me is probably just like if they would get anything, it'd probably just be like an update like Scarlet and Violet or whatever. But I would love to see Three Houses get a Switch 2 treatment. I don't think it will because obviously we have the new game coming out next year. So the only thing it'd probably get is just like an update. But like that's the only thing that I could think of. Like I was also going to ask, like, do you think this is going to be a consistent common trend where you're going to see Nintendo Switch 2 editions come out like left and right? Because you got to think a lot of the Switch 1 catalog is like Wii U games that were ported up, but that's because the Wii U flopped.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of Switch 2 editions of games. I feel like we're still just seeing the ones like like uh Animal Crossing.
Yeah, yeah,
Like we're seeing those where it's like we're slowly kind of working our way through what Nintendo sees as their big hitters,
hmm,
like their big sellers. They're gonna continue to slowly get their updates for like Switch 2 versions. I don't see a whole lot of Switch 2 versions happening. I feel like that's mostly for
certain titles
like that's mostly for like certain titles
that are
or
cross
games
gen or
that were
whatever.
coming out at the like right before or as the Switch 2 was coming out.
Right, that's fair.
Those ones are getting it. I don't think we're getting much more outside of any other like game that might be like a top seller.
Right, that's fair.
But for the most part, no. And then like as far as Switch 1 games or like games that I want to see come to Switch 2, not really, because my Switch library is mostly it's mostly games that I got my use out of on Switch.
That's fair.
I got everything out of them that I wanted to there. And other than that, it's like just older games that are on the like on the store
Mhm.
that I just buy, but it's like they're ones that they don't need upgrades
Right.
because it's like they're just the old game that they sold again.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
mean,
for the most part, it's like no, I'm kind of in the boat of I would rather them spend less time on updating Switch 1 games for Switch 2
right.
than just
Facts.
spend the time on making Switch 2 versions of
Yeah.
games.
The Switch 2 editions. Yeah.
It's like I would rather just them spend the time to make the games actually run good on the Switch 2.
Right.
It's like that's what I'm more interested in.
Yeah, no, me too. Because like a lot of the games that I immediately think of that I would like to see get some sort of love are games that realistically just need an update, like a
Yeah.
Scarlet and Violet situation.
Well, it's like for the most part, it's like I'm not too worried about it either because I mean, so far every Switch 1 game that I've played on my Switch 2, even without an update or anything, just playing it on the Switch 2 fixes most of the problems.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, inherently there are problems in some of those games that do need require an update to actually fix.
Yeah.
But for the most part, on Switch like my Switch 1 games, just playing them on the better hardware fixes most of the problems.
Yeah. Yeah. No, in terms of like Switch 2 editions being a thing, I agree with you. I don't think it's going to be a long-term thing. I think that's going to be I think that's going to be a thing for Nintendo and third-party release. Because keep in mind, third party already did it with Grand Bazaar and Rune Factory. They both had Switch 1 and 2 editions. I think that's going to be a thing for the next year,
Yeah,
if not 2 years tops of just new releases
I would expect
that comes out on both old and
I
new
would expect 2026 to have several more updates or Switch 2
editions. Yeah.
upgrades come out for them, but beyond that, I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I don't see that being a thing because like you'll just start releasing
'Cause
games less for the Switch and just
yeah,
all focus on Switch too.
because it's like I think for the next year, mainly the next year, maybe two, but for the most after 2026, I'm gonna expect to see the fall off of it, and after 2026, almost everything is gonna be strictly a Switch 2 game.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then like I said, for me, there's no Switch 2 editions I'd want to see, just like updates. If you want to throw like a nice update for Three Houses, that'd be cool. And then, of course, any of the Warriors games.
Yeah,
All three of the Hyrule Warriors, both the Fire Emblems, Persona 5 Strikers. Would like to see just like uncapped frame rates for those for the Switch 2. Because I don't know which ones, but like a couple of those are like uncapped and they're kind of like they just work on the Switch. But then you have one that like for the Age of Calamity where I think it's capped at 30 and it's still capped at 30. and it obviously had a lot of problems on the Switch to the point I still haven't fully played it. So like that's one. It's like, hey, if you just want to give a little update for the Switch 2, it's like, hey, uncap the frame rate, let us go wild. Just stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
there's not a lot for me personally.
I wouldn't say no to like on it at the very least an update for like Three Houses. Granted, Three Houses ran fantastic on the Switch.
Oh yeah, no, it ran great.
I mean, it was built for that console.
Yeah,
So it was like it ran great for. I wouldn't say no to something like that because I mean mainly because I plan on playing it soon
yeah,
or relatively soon, like kind of whenever we know when the next one is coming out. I'm gonna plan around playing a Three Houses run.
yeah,
So it's like regardless of if an update comes through or not, still gonna do it.
yep,
It'll already run better on
yeah.
this on the Switch too.
Honestly, the only other ones I just thought of that would, I think, get some form of benefit with a Switch 2 edition, not because they ran poorly. No, they ran fantastic. I mean, massive shout out to the developers with how much they put love and care into all four of the games. But I think like having like a Switch 2 edition trilogy release of the Xenoblade games would be fucking sick. Because like
They deserve it.
dude, because
I
Monolith has done so much to make those games huge and run well. Imagine if they just gave it some sort of resolution update or whatever for the Switch 2.
it
Bruh. Would love to see that.
I've tried Xenoblade.
Yeah.
I cannot do it because of how it runs.
Really? Okay.
It's like it's one where I've tried.
It doesn't run well
They
for you.
run like ass.
Okay.
You know, but like it's just the thing is like Xenoblade, it sells well, but it's like it's the quiet fan base.
Right.
It's not like the Pokemon fan base where a game comes out and then you have a war between the people liking it and the people that are complaining about performance.
Facts.
Xenoblade is whenever one comes out, the people that play it are just happy that one came out.
Right.
So they just play it and deal with it. They're not super vocal about it, or if they are, it's like a very small percentage where it doesn't really get out there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one where I've tried Xenoblade. It is rough to play.
Right.
So yeah, that would be
Especially if you put them out in a trilogy pack.
yeah, because it's
Immediate pickup.
yeah, it's like you could. Granted, it's Nintendo. They probably wouldn't do the trilogy pack.
I know.
If they did something like that, that would be something that I would pick up.
Yeah, that'd be a day one.
I've like I said, I've tried to go back and play Xenoblade because I didn't play it when it came out.
Yeah.
I
way back on the Wii.
Yeah, it's like I bought like a Switch version and tried to play it. And I was
Yeah.
like, it was one where I played it for a few hours. I was like, I don't know that because a lot of times I can get through rough performance.
Right.
I have a pretty decent filter, like just with me in games because I'm like, I've played some not great games and played them all and just like completed them
Right.
or like played them decently far into it.
Me too.
And I'm like, and it's like I usually stop it not because of performance, it's because something else is the problem with it. If I'm stopping a game because of performance, I'm like, it's really got to hamper the game.
Mm.
And it's like to me that kind of was Xenoblade. Granted, my Switch 1 didn't run a lot of games very good.
Yeah, for whatever reason, he got, for context, everyone, he got the Smash Switch, and like he had immense problems with Breath of the Wild, but I never did.
Oh yeah, it was.
I wonder if it's just like that series of Switches, like the Smash Switches. There was some like defect in it,
because it was one where it's like there were a couple games. Granted, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom approach. But it's like Tears of the Kingdom, I put a good solid effort into trying that game.
You played like 20 hours or whatever.
Yeah, I played like 20, 30 hours, somewhere like that. And like Breath of the Wild is one where I stopped playing it because of performance issues on my Switch. And it's one where I won't go back to it now because I know I don't like the style of game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one where yeah, I wouldn't go back to it anyway. But if I would have had a better experience with that the first time around, maybe I would have had more leeway with the game mechanics that I didn't enjoy.
Right. Yeah, no, that's fair. No, I don't know. I don't know what was up with your Switch, man. Like I said, it might just be like that Smash Switch series. I don't know, man. That's weird. That's weird. But anyway, all right, let's keep moving. Let's see next thing I had. Oh, there's also a report that apparently Halo 2 and Halo 3 campaign remakes are in development. There's no multiplayer plan for both. Next multiplayer game will be Halo 7, but Halo campaign evolve success or failure will determine if the projects get the full like green light and be finished.
Which that is going to be determined by the price.
That is correct. If it's $70, ooh,
If it
buddy.
is $70, nope.
Yeah, I think you can do 50 is what you can get away with, but ideally 40.
Granted, a lot of resources are going into it. I
Yeah.
understand that. But for a campaign of Halo Combat Evolved, if you want it to be successful, I would price it $30.
30. Okay.
I mean, a $30 price point is more likely to get people into it. A $50 price point is rough because, as I said before, it's not going to be something. The Halo Combat Evolved campaign is not like a Halo 3 campaign. It's not a Halo 2 campaign. People are not going to want to play through that over and over and over again. Like
You'll get like 2 or 3 out of me.
It's fine for what it is. You would maybe get a single player run through with me, and then maybe like if I could get some buddies together, do a co-op run of it. But if I'm gonna co-op a campaign, I would much rather do a 3 than a 1.
I agree. I'd rather do 3 or Reach than ever do 1.
But yeah, it's one where if you price it at $50, you're gonna sell some of it, but for campaign only, that I feel like you're pricing like you're setting it up to fail.
Right. No, I mean, I hope Halo 3 and Halo 2 both get the same sort of treatment that Campaign Evolved got. Because, I mean, it looks obviously incredible. They've done a great job implementing the new engine and, giving quality of life and just making it look pretty. So I hope they get the same treatment. I mean, I'd be down to play all 3 in a beautiful fashion. I mean, they're fun campaigns. They're not the greatest stories on the face of this earth, but they're damn fun campaigns. So I hope it happens. That'd be great. Next thing I had is apparently Pokemon TCG Pocket passed Pokemon Go's first year in revenue, earning almost 1.3 billion. Jesus Christ, Lord have mercy. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. I don't think I spent $1 on that game.
I never did.
Yeah, I don't think I spent $1 on it. Lord have mercy. Crazy. Also, there was an update for Pokemon ZA Ranked Season 2. Rank Y, you get the Greninja Megastone, and Rank K, you get the Delphox one, which there was the original update of, hey, Season 2 starts here, Rank K, Delphox, and they updated it again saying, hey, Rank Y, you get your Ninja. And that pissed a lot of people off. It's just like, you're telling me I could just waited? I'd have to grind through to get to Rank K before?
Well, the other thing I've heard is very fast.
It is fast. No, I mean, it took me, I think, 5 matches to get up to K. It was very quick. I will say, of all things about ZA, I'm not even going to bullshit you right now. I think the most fun is actually the online, believe it or not. It is so chaotic. It is pure It is 3 minutes of beating the shit out of each other. It's just pure chaos. I ain't gonna lie, the multiplayer is honestly low-key fun. It's not fun enough for me to play the game forever, but God, those 5 matches, I had a blast. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because it was pure chaos for 3 minutes. As soon as the bell dings, brother, it is nonstop. So it is actually really fun.
I don't really want to divert into the topic of it too much. Just because every time we talked about it, we've kind of just said the same thing over and over again.
Right.
But I haven't told you this. Pokemon Legends ZA is dropped.
Didn't beat it.
Didn't beat it. Dropped it. Dropped it right before the end.
Right before the end. Wow. Okay.
I hopped back onto it. I'm pretty sure I'm like right at the end of the game. Hopped onto it, started playing it, and just had that moment where I went, I don't want to do it.
That's fair.
Set it down.
That's fair. Trust me, I get it. I get it.
So it's one where Yeah, not getting too far into it, but this is the first Pokemon game maybe ever
That you dropped.
that I'm not finishing,
Yeah.
or like at least not finishing the main story
Mm-hmm.
of. Not even like everything, just couldn't be bothered to finish it.
Yeah. I get it. Trust me. So I did beat the game. I beat the main story to the credits roll, plus the scene after the credits, and then kind of initiated some of the post story. I caught Xerneas and Yveltal, so I initiated post story stuff. But there is one element of the post story that comes up with the ZA Royale, and I looked online and spoiled it of how many battles I had to do to get to the remaining bit of the story. Looked at that, said no.
Isn't it like
Yeah, it's like
15 ranks?
yeah, it's like 15. I said no, I'm good. I'm very good on that. Thanks though. I do like how they immediately gave you a swerve with Zach, because I even sent you this. I'm like, is this a joke right now? And it was. So I did appreciate that joke once I learned it was an actual joke, of where the first battle of it, you fight Zach, the original dude, the taxi driver, and he still has like level 7 Pokemon. And I'm like, well, here's my level 80 Embor. Have fun, bud. I was like, this has got to be a joke. Next battle was normal. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I appreciate that joke. That was funny. Kudos. But yeah, I looked up how many battles I had to do. I said, no, I'm good. I don't want to do it. I caught Xerneas and Yveltal, and I called it a day. So I don't have Zygarde. I'm assuming he's after the ZA thing. I don't know. I don't really give a shit right now.
Yeah,
I don't care.
It's kind of how I was.
I don't care.
I logged in. I turned it on, played it for a few minutes, and it was just that mode I get every now and then with certain games. It's not even just this game. It's not that's not even the first game I've done it to this year, where I
Right.
turned it on and I looked at it and I went, I'm good.
Yeah. Listen, I will go back and finish it at some point for one very specific reason, and that is just for the collective sake. Because, fun fact, I actually, in Pokemon Home, I do not actually own a Zygarde, and I do not, and this is now my one and only Yveltal and Xerneas that I own. The reason why, very tragic story. I wanted to replay X about probably 3 or 4 years ago, and I was in the process of trading everything over and getting it all moved in like the bank or whatever, and moving it up. And I was talking to someone at the same time while doing all this, and I was moving stuff, moving stuff, moving stuff. I completely zoned out and brain farted, did not finish moving stuff, reset my game. So while yeah, it sucks that I lost all three of those legendaries, what hurt the most is I lost half of my original Pokemon Platinum team, and I lost my Blaziken that has been carried over since Ruby. Those four Pokemon is the ones that really broke me, and I did not play the game. I was getting X all set up to replay. As soon as I realized what I did, that I didn't finish moving because I was talking and I was distracted, and I realized I lost half my platinum team and my original Blaziken, stopped playing. I was like, I'm good. So yeah, no, that's the one reason I do want to finish it, for the sake of I have a Zygarde in home because I don't have one. Because of that, I've never gone back. So sooner or later, I will finish it, but it might not be till the DLC comes out. It might not be till February is when I finally go back to it. But Legends ZA is a very solid 6.5, 7 out of 10, right down the middle. If you can have one good playthrough and you'll never want to touch it again.
It's like maybe eventually I'll get the urge to go back and finish it, but for right now, I got too many other great games to play.
Yep, I big agree on that one. That's why it is effectively dropped. I'm not doing the ZA thing, and we are all in on Digimon, trying to finish that so I can get ready for Dispatch when the remaining episodes come out. I just got Ghost of Yote yesterday, so I'm going to be playing that. So Pokemon is not my problem right now.
Yep. Still haven't picked up Dispatch, but that's mainly just because
Busy.
other Arc Raiders came out.
Yeah.
So I've been in on that. So I'll get Dispatch in a week or two.
Yep.
It's like I'll get it in a couple weeks and play through a bunch of stories at once.
Yep.
I've also got Ghost of Yote that I'm trying to find time for at some point.
I get it.
It may be a couple weeks before I get to them, but We'll see.
I will be playing it by the end of the month for sure because I want to get Ghost of Yotei either completely done or just a lot of it knocked out before we start doing like our top 10 of the years and stuff and the bracket. So when I have my gaming staycation coming up about 3 weeks, I will be playing Ghost of Yotei. If not playing Ghost of Yotei by like end of next week, I will be playing it. So. All right, anyway, let's keep moving. Let's see. Oh, Nintendo won its lawsuit against the streamer who kept streaming pirated Switch games before the games released, who formerly taunted Nintendo saying, I can do this all day, like he's Captain America. The court has ordered him to pay about $17,000 in damages. Not life-changing money. I mean, it's basically a car loan. So obviously that sucks, but at least it's not like that one company who is like generational debt and they got to pay Nintendo like what, like $2.5 billion or $1 million, whatever it was. You remember that?
Yeah.
It was like some emulation thing. Oh yeah, they're screwed. That's a generational debt. You know what I mean? They're done. But I mean,
But
17K
also,
sucks, but
I mean,
at least it's not generational debt.
but at the same time, we don't pick fights with Nintendo.
Yeah, especially not like that. Like what are we doing?
You don't pick a fight with Nintendo. They're known for kind of being ruthless.
Right. You are actively going out of your way to get brand new releases and play them like 10 days before launch. Like the last one was Mario and Luigi Brothership. And then taunting Nintendo about it, saying I can do this all day. And also saying like you run the corporate world, I run the streets. Was literal quotes from this guy. I admire the balls on this person. But Nintendo is not one you want to mess with. You just don't. So either way, he's basically got a new car loan to Nintendo he's got to pay off. So good luck on that one, buddy. Next thing, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD2D remake did come out and does have some reviews coming out, like 87 on Metacritic, 87 on OpenCritic. And other than that, all the other scores is pretty much like 9s across the board. Almost, I think there was like 1.7, 1.8, 1.10, and a million 9s. So just overall, very solid HD2D remake.
Yep.
Shout out.
At some point, we'll get around to it.
Yep. There's also a report that apparently Amazon has canceled its Lord of the Rings MMO after mass layoffs. I didn't know they were making one. I forgot about that.
No, it's kind of been a joke.
Okay.
For people that like have heard about it or known about it, because it's like it's like Amazon wants to make a Lord of the Rings MMO. There's still a Lord of the Rings online.
Oh yeah,
it's still going on.
That's crazy. That's still a thing.
And it's like it still gets updates, still gets content.
That's crazy.
It's like it's still got its player base because at its core, it's a great game.
That's crazy. So yeah, no, shout out to Amazon, I guess. No more Lord of the Rings MMO. I didn't know it was happening, but hey, you got Lord of the Rings online, still getting updates and content. Go play that. RE9 standard and deluxe edition is now for pre-order. The deluxe edition does feature a really sick steelbook. I also saw that I think it's only for Switch 2. I don't think any other console had it. There is like a trilogy pack that you can purchase that comes in a really cool collector's box that has RE7 through 9. I think it was just a Switch 2 thing. They are all game key cards, just for record for everyone. But the box did look really cool if you want to go check that out. But it did have a really cool steelbook though. There's also a new sim announced, Stone Simulator. You play as a stone. You do nothing. You can have up to 4-person lobbies as well. Okay. There's a sim for everything. That's the verdict here. That is the information to carry away here. I would imagine that the appeal to Stone Simulator is seeing what happens to the world around you. Because like the quick trailer I saw, there was a lot of different things happening. So I guess that's the appeal. I don't know. Speaking of Sims though, TCG Card Shop Sim is coming to Game Pass early 2026. Hey, that's a big dub. That's a good pickup there. That's a good one. Shout out to that. Limited Run Games also announced a new Shantae game is in development. And lastly, NVIDIA is officially the world's first $5 trillion company. So, Lord have mercy. That's a lot of money. But that's all I had for a weekly wrap up. You got anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. Gamestead Game of the Week. I believe it's your turn. Are you prepared? Do you have something to shout out?
I have an idea.
An idea. Okay. Are you debating if you've done it, or
no? I know I haven't done it.
Okay.
I'm all right. Gamestead Game of the Week.
Okay.
This is a game I haven't played in a while, but I got really into when I first picked it up. Gamestead Game of the Week. The Hunter Call of the Wild.
Okay.
It is a hunting simulation game, essentially.
I think I know what this is.
Yeah, it's a game. It's a game that has, at this point, has a bunch of different maps and biomes that you can go to.
Yeah, I know. I know what this game is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really like a really pretty world as well.
It looks like it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a game where it loosely has a story that you kind of follow through it, but for the most part, it's a hunting game. So, uh, one of the fun, I mean, one of the things about the game is you can literally spawn in on the map, walk across the entire map if you want to. There's like four wheelers and all stuff that you can have as well. But a lot of the appeal of the game is you can load in. There's a bunch of different rifles, bow and arrows, all kinds of different weapons that you can have. Part of the game or part of the fun of the game is you're literally just walking through a forest and can like kind of stalk the whatever animal you want to hunt. They have at this point they have so many different animals in the game. It has a bunch of DLCs for different areas, biomes, animals, weapons, all kinds of stuff. But it is one where you you can play. It's like you can play it kind of slow paced, track them down, like kind of sit in your stand and call out for there's every kind of animal call you could think of that you go through, or you can kind of just stalk your way through the woods, track the animals from where they sleep, where they get water, all everything, and hunt them down. It's actually I haven't played it in a while, but every time I get the urge for it, I download it and do a few hunts on it because it is probably the best hunting game that I've played. And I don't get the urge to play those very often, but whenever I do get the urge to it, it's by far the best one that I've played. So if you haven't heard of it, but you've enjoyed hunting games in the past, highly recommend. It is a lot of fun. It does have a multiplayer component to it as well,
Hmm.
where you can have someone join into your game, and you can actually set like target like tasks to where it's like you basically compete for where like you can set it to like you get a certain number of kills and whoever gets the most points during that, or like set a time limit for kills and stuff like that. I've only done the multiplayer stuff a couple times, but the game at its core is a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Uh, so if you've ever been looking for like a good hunting game, it's probably still the best one out there.
And I just checked. It's currently on sale on Steam. It is currently $239.
Yeah,
What a deal!
it has been out for a while.
2017. I just saw.
Yeah, it's been out for nearly a decade, but
Yeah.
it's still my favorite hunting game that I've played.
Yeah.
And every now and then I do still load it up, even if it's just to go hunt like 2 or 3 deer, hunt a bear or something like that.
Right. Right.
But yeah, a lot of fun. Highly recommend if that's the style of game you're looking for.
Hey, I've played some hunting games in the past too when I was younger. All right, so I feel you. Yeah, sometimes you just get in the urge for it.
Yep.
Yep, and this is gonna be the one, especially for 239. That's a deal, brother. The Hunter Call of the Wild Gamesthetic Game of the Week. All right, let's hit the music and let me turn down the music and let's hit the music and let's get out of here.
All right, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And if you like what you saw here with us, we do these live streams every Saturday about 6 p.m. Central Time. So come check us out then.
Yeah, and make sure to also check out the Patreon if you want to support us further, as well as join the Discord to come chat with us, be a friend, tell a friend. Check out sparky3shop.com that I just realized we didn't shout out today. We missed that right before we went to the week. Shout out to sparky3shop.com. Go buy some merch. We'd appreciate that. As well as some Rogue Energy. Use the referral link down below. Promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off. We'll be back next week. Hopefully you had a wonderful Halloween. And until next time, guys, bye.